Guys, I just love this lab putter so much. I just can't imagine taking it out of the... I'm sorry? Well, it's not a real convenient time. Wait a second, guys. Thank you. I think I have a new putter.
From modest beginnings of online chatter to Adam Scott's bag, and now being seen resurrecting poor putters on tour, Lab's putters are catching fire. In this video, we're going to take a look at the brand new model, the DF3. We'll evaluate its looks, sound, and feel. Then I'll run an experiment to try and determine if it's as forgiving as its big brother, the DF2.1, which I've played for the last 2 years. As far as looks are concerned, if you've been lab curious, but you couldn't get past the quirky designs, well, this putter was designed specifically for you. I've never been 100% comfortable with the DF2.1 in play. I've laughed it off and just decided the putting results were worth it. You don't have to make that compromise any longer. This is a good looking putter. Its size to my eye is very traditional, and the shaping is really cool. I even liked how they added some additional mass to the back of the club. It just completes the shape nicely. I would go as far as to say that this is the design that is going to make Lab mainstream. I just think they've done a really nice job of bringing to market a very attractive putter that still has all of that technology that Lab is so famous for. The sound is very interesting. This putter sounds very similar to the DF2.1, but I went a little nuts and recorded the sound with a quality Omni mic in very close proximity, and then boosted the hell out of the signal to produce some audio samples. If you listen closely, the DF3 has a distinct high-pitched ping. However, from a playing position, I'm not sure you're going to pick up on that. If you like the sound of a DF2.1, you're going to like the sound of a DF3. In my case, I really don't have an opinion one way or the other. As long as the putter doesn't sound offensive, then I'm fine using it, and the DF3 sounds fine to me. Feel is firm on the DF3, and feels pretty similar to the 2.1. So if you're coming from a putter with an insert, it'll feel pretty firm. But that doesn't mean it feels bad. This is the type of putter that allows you to feel differences between golf ball models. It's just a very lively feel. Lab has changed from a KBS stepless to a true temper stepped shaft for their stock offering. And when I compare my 2.1 with the KBS to the 3 with the true temper, I prefer the true temper shaft. It's noticeably stiffer, which is reassuring for those long lag putts. Performance is really the secret sauce of a Lab putter. The technology that they put into these putters is legit. I can't tell you how many times I've hit a poor putt with my DF 2.1 and it has still stayed on line, even though it may have been very much towards the heel or the toe of the club. So I wanted to test forgiveness, but I wasn't sure how to go about doing it. So I reached out to the Lab Facebook group and asked what they wanted to see in a review, and one of the suggestions was a comparison of heel and toe strikes to a target between the DF 2.1 and the DF3. So that's what I did. I performed 30 12-foot putts off the heel and toe of each club, measured the proximity to the target that I selected, and then figured out what the averages and standard deviation was. And that's the data that I'll share with you now. So here we have the forgiveness study results. So the DF 2.1 was not quite as good as the DF3 in terms of the average distance to the target. For whatever reason, as soon as I put the DF3 in my hands, it felt instantly comfortable. And I just had a lot of confidence that I could control my speed very well. And it shows here by an inch on both the heel and the toe strikes, I was closer to target on average. The standard deviations, the DF 2.1 was slightly better in the heel, and the DF3 was slightly better in the toe. Finally, I looked to see how many putts did I end up with that were inside of a 10-inch radius around the target. And I had exactly the same number in both cases, so 34 putts within 10 inches out of a total of 60 putts made, which I found to be very interesting. It just tells me that both putters are doing the work. The last observation I'll share with you as a result of the forgiveness study is both putters excel at putting a ball online. So regardless of whether it was a heel or toe strike, I was really threatening the target every time. Because I felt so much more comfortable with the DF3 in my hands, I wanted to dig a little deeper, so I did a swing weight comparison. Using an online calculator, I weighed each club and then used that data, found the balance point on the shaft, and used that data to determine what the swing weight was. The 2.1 came in at F2, and the DF3 came in at E6. And I think it might be this lower swing weight or lower total weight, which is what made the DF3 that much more comfortable in my hands. Given the impressive forgiveness and the vastly improved looks, I wasn't joking at the beginning of this video. This is my new putter. And quick shout out to Lab. This new pistol grip that was designed with tour input is fantastic. I haven't always gotten along with the Lab grips in the past, but I really like this grip. So let me introduce you to the DF3, the putter you should absolutely consider if you're in the market for a new putter. Their technology is legit. The looks on this putter are fantastic, and I have to say I'm really surprised that it outperformed the DF 2.1 that I've been using for several years. I just instantly gravitated to this putter and it just feels fantastic. So if you're in the market, it would be an absolute shame if you didn't look at this. Well, that's it for the Golf Nerd. Hit 'em long and straight, and I'll see you next time.